You were never meant to grind yourself into greatness. No, you weren't. You were meant to grow into it. Happy New Year, and welcome to Sustainable Success and Sanity, the space where high achievers come to stop performing their worth and to start living it. Hi, my name is Tiffany and I am a resilience coach, your therapist friend, and the shining hybrid. I'll explain that a little later. But I am here to guide you home to the version of you that succeeds and stays sane. Yeah, I said it. It might seem out of reach, but to succeed and stay sane, not to lose sight of who you are while you succeed at whatever it is that you want to do. So let me start by telling you something that most of us were absolutely never told. Success is not supposed to hurt. No, it's not. And your ambition is not supposed to drain the life out of you, even though it often does. And your passion's not supposed to break you, even though I think a lot of us have been there. And last but not least, your dreams were never meant to cost you your health, your identity, or your joy. Let me say that one more time. Your dreams were never meant to cost you your health, your identity, or your joy. But I know many of us were raised that way. In systems, families, workplaces, culture, US culture, capitalistic culture, where struggle was equated with our worth, honestly, right? Where overachieving, overdoing, and overthinking are all praised. And honestly, rewarded. Let's be honest, if you live in the US, overdoing is almost an expectation culturally. Where being exhausted has become an accomplishment. So obviously when burnout shows up, we tend to think we're the problem, that we're weak or that we're broken. But you're not. You're not the problem. You're not weak. You may, in fact, be broken or feel broken, but you're not the problem. The systems are. So for today's tools, the lesson, comes from my Success and Sanity Toolbox. Now, you'll hear me reference the Success and Sanity Toolbox many times in future episodes and throughout any other lessons you have with me, whether it be coaching or otherwise. And this is a compilation of really my therapeutic background, resilience coaching best practices, and lived experience of myself and my clients. So today's lesson is really meant to help you check for burnout. It's called the Alignment Check-In. Is this mine? See, it's really important to start your foundation, really, of your work to assess burnout with checking with yourself. And so today we're going to do that. So to start the alignment check-in, you're going to first start by asking yourself, is this expectation actually mine? Whether it be the standard of, work, how much you're working, how many hours you're working, is this expectation of financial, earning your expectation, whatever it might be. Is this expectation actually mine? And then second, do I want this success or does someone else want it for me? Now I'm going to be really honest. In my early years, in my teen years, in my young adult years, there was a lot of successes that weren't for me. I was the first to do a lot in my immediate and extended family. The first generation college student, the first to get a master's degree, the first to do a lot of things. So you really do need to check in. Do I want this success or does someone else want it for me? Third, am I pursuing this from my desire or from my desire to prove something to someone else? Let me say that again, okay? Because this one gets us, right? It seems close to the other one, but it's a little different, right? Is this my desire or my desire to prove something to someone else? Now, this can be a strong motivator for a lot of people. We've heard it. It's in a lot of people's memoirs, honestly, to prove other people wrong, right? Me included. But when it comes to burnout, it's really important to identify your desire, right? And often it's helpful because it gives us permission if we need to shift or pivot. So ask yourself this question. Is this my desire or my desire to prove something to someone else? And then fourth, what part of this feels misaligned in my body? Or aligned. But usually if we're assessing for burnout, it's what's misaligned. So again, ask yourself, what part of this feels misaligned in my body? Literally in your physical body. See, your body tells the truth your ambition tries to ignore, or lies, or tries to cover up, or shove deep down inside. But yes, your body tells the truth. An example of this is when like your chest tightens every time you accept a new project or a new task you really shouldn't be doing, or your shoulders tightening, your back being, back pain, any of that during a meeting, or when you feel yourself shrinking, kind of that yuck feeling in your gut. Anytime you make yourself feel small for other people. See, that's not your ambition. That's survival mode. That's your body telling you something is misaligned. See, the thing about burnout is it never asks you what you're capable of. Are you over capacity? Burnout does not care, honey. Okay? Burnout does not care if the burden is too heavy, if the load is too heavy. Burnout does not care if you're over capacity. Burnout will push you straight to the edge and fry you out. Okay? So you need to ask yourself, am I aligned? See, you can be brilliant, gifted, and high performing and still feel absolutely exhausted because you've been trying to be enough for everybody else but yourself. So just take a pause, let it sink in as I remind you that sustainable success means putting your identity back in your own hands. Yeah. Sustainable success means you have some amount of identity in whatever the goal is, whatever you're trying to achieve. So you do actually have to put yourself back in the goal. So today's practice was to help you check in. Each week we're going to do affirmations that support the lesson, right? This little mini lesson. Okay? And so every week we'll do affirmations that will help you kind of solidify the lesson each week. Okay, this week's affirmation practice is meant to help you become more aligned. And before we do the affirmations every week, we're going to take a deep breath in, hold it together, and breathe out. Okay, so we're going to do that here in just a moment before we do our affirmations. And this is how it's going to roll every week, all right? So right now, we're going to breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. Drop those shoulders. And then we're going to repeat these 4 affirmations. The first one. My success is allowed to feel good. Yes, your success is allowed to feel good. Next. My worth is not measured in my exhaustion. No, it's not. Next. I'm allowed to build a life that supports me. Yes, you are. And last but not least, success does not require self-abandonment. No, success does not require self-abandonment. I hope you remember that as you go through the week. I also hope that you take a moment to go back, replay, and repeat these affirmations throughout the week. And I thank you for starting the year off strong with Sustainable Success and Sanity. And I'll see you in the next episode.